In the final traditional Rose Bowl, a Big Ten team outlasts a Pac-12 opponent, and the future for Penn State football is extremely bright. Great time to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Big Ten football content every single day. Always mash that like button to spread the word of Big Ten Ted to the masses. I want to start this video out talking about Sean Clifford and just the career, the amazing career that Sean Clifford has compiled as quarterback of the Nittany Lions for these last few seasons. Okay, statistically, he's going to go down as the best quarterback in Penn State history. Led the program first in his career in passing yards, first in his career in passing touchdowns, and a couple other categories where he's first in among all the quarterbacks that have played amongst this tradition-filled program that is Penn State University. Like, there's been criticism on him at times. Like, when I have talked about Sean Clifford in the past, I've talked about an above-average quarterback, average to above-average quarterback. And man, and he has been that, but man, did he play well above average. He saved maybe his best performance for last in this game against the Utah Utes. And it's really how Penn State has won all season long. You look at his stat line, and he didn't put up a ton of passes. Okay, he completed a couple of big passes, but even going back to last year when Penn State didn't have a running game and they relied more on Sean Clifford, they put a lot of pressure on him to throw the ball to victory. But now when you look at this season and you look at this football game, this is a team that ran the football. And when this team, over the course of Sean Clifford's career, when Penn State ran the football well, Sean Clifford played well. And this was another example of that. I just want to give big props to Clifford and what he's done right after Trace McSorley, right? They win a Big Ten championship back in 2016, and McSorley has a great career at Penn State. And then they go right into Sean Clifford with another really good career at Penn State, right? Those two back-to-back, maybe two of the best to ever do it in the blue and white of Penn State from the quarterback position. And then you got a guy in Drew Allar who's going to come in, and you bet he's going to continue the tradition of Penn State quarterbacks that have been able to set records, or at least be in the top couple of guys of Penn State football historically at the quarterback position. He's the bridge. Clifford's the bridge from a Big Ten championship quarterback in Trace McSorley to possibly another Big Ten championship quarterback in Drew Allar. So let's go to kind of other parts of this team and talk about other parts of this football game. Penn State revolutionized their offense with two true freshmen. Okay, we talked about last year, right? A lot of pressure on Sean Clifford, not a lot in the running game. You bring in Kaytron Allen and you bring in Nick Singleton, and all of a sudden, this team latched on to an identity. This team became a running football team where Sean Clifford could then make plays at certain points where the pressure wasn't squarely on his shoulders to go out and make some plays. And man, are these two running backs really, really good. Both Kaytron Allen and especially Nick Singleton. They have, at the very least, 2 more years of eligibility themselves. Like, that should be a scary thought for the Big Ten Conference right now. They are going to take the Big Ten by storm the next 2 seasons. These guys, right, you have the electricity of Nick Singleton, right, being able to take it to the house like he did with that big run there in the second half, and of course the thunder, so to speak, of Kaytron Allen. Kaytron's pretty good at catching the ball out of the backfield as well. The future stars of this team are the guys that made the plays in the second half. I talked about Nick Singleton, and then you talk about Keandre Lambert-Smith. Those two guys are going to be 2 huge guys to make life a whole lot easier for Drew Allar next season. So when we talk about at the top of the video, talking about how bright the future is at Penn State, you saw it in form of 85-yard plus big touchdowns from both Lambert-Smith and Nick Singleton. If you are a Penn State fan, you should be drooling over the future and possibly what is to come at Penn State. You know, I know Cam Rising was knocked out in this game, and I know that's a big difference, huge difference of what happened. But whether it was Cam Rising or whoever it was at quarterback, they weren't going to be upright for a long time, because what Manny Diaz has done this season at Penn State, he's giving them a new attitude. He's giving them a new mindset, attacking That's a Manny Diaz defense, attacking, bringing pressure, and that's exactly what happened. Hitting home in the second half. Could have been Rising, could have been anybody on this Utah depth chart, but this Penn State defense just has a new attitude mentally, and you saw that in the second half of this football game. You've seen it throughout the season. Really, this Rose Bowl game was kind of a microcosm of the improvements that Penn State football has made this season. I really think Penn State is going to be a Big Ten East contender in 2023. Want to hear your thoughts on this game. Are you as high on Penn State as I am? Because I'm really high on Penn State going into next season. And we're going to leave your thoughts about Sean Clifford's career also in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is it. Big Ten football season is over, but a lot more content coming this offseason. We'll see you in the next one.